I'd like me to prove it. All right, so quick one. Let's just do word play again. Importance of like words mean different things to different times. You can check it at your spare time. The word for word in that particular verse is oikomene. Now, in Luke chapter 2, verse 1, Caesar Augustus made a decree that the whole world should be taxed. So the question I'd like to ask, was your grandmother taxed in the village? Were our ancestors taxed in the village? So the word for world there, it was actually the whole Roman Empire. That is the civilized world at the time. That's what Luke 2 verse 1 was referring to. When Caesar Augustus made the decree that the whole world should be taxed. And Jesus also said that this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a visitor. So the word there, if you check it in the Greek, is actually oikomene, the Roman Empire, the civilized world at the time. If that is not proof enough for you, you can open the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 8. Paul, our beloved apostle Paul said, I thank God that your faith is spoken of throughout the whole world. No, now Paul, you can't be telling me that the whole world we're speaking about the faith. I don't know if you understand. So Romans 8 verse 1 is proof from the Bible that the whole world had heard the gospel according to the word of Jesus. And you can even find it in Colossians 1 verse 6 and Colossians 1 verse 23. Paul said that what the gospel has been preached to every creature which is under heaven 2,000 years ago. Jesus is not our amazing prophet. So if Jesus said that the whole world will hear the gospel, the whole world heard the gospel. And the end came, but the end was not the end of the world. And it was not the end of the earth, but it was the end of the old covenant age, which began in Moses and ended with the temple, the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. All right. So after I finish this slide, I'd just like us to just take a little break. We have water, and then just check. We have been talking for almost 45 minutes. I'm preparing to go abroad, and how we do abroad is that when we talk, we not just talk. We talk small, we take coffee break, meet new people, ask questions, eat cake. Yeah, then we'll come back again. And so I'll just round up this time at 5 minutes. Then we'll take about a 15-minute break. Then we'll continue from 6 for another 45 minutes. Okay. So in that text in Matthew 24, you see some interesting verses that he said. Okay, GT is short for Great Tribulation. So may the Great Tribulation not happen on the Sabbath day. So question, like Jesus said, pray that your flight not be on the winter, not the Sabbath. So question, we that we have rainy season and dry season, how does this apply to us? Pray that it should not be on the Sabbath. Okay, we that we are no longer Sabbatarians. Nobody observes the Sabbath. So is this Sunday was referring to? Remember, historical, contextual hermeneutics. We cannot be importing our meaning into a text. We must find out what was being communicated at the time. They said, we in Port Harcourt, let's not take it. They said, those who are in Judea, they should not flee. They should flee to the mountains. I say, we are not in Judea. It's not about us. It was about those people who were alive at the time. So it is clearly a local event, not a global event. They said that those in the mountains, let them not come in. Those in the rooftops. So my point is that these questions are just to like help you think, to realize that what Jesus was referring to in Matthew 24 was not about the end of the earth, but the end of the old covenant marked by the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. And Jesus said that there won't be any other great tribulation. Someone say hallelujah. Right? He said that the tribulation of those days will be so great that he said that there has never been any like it. No. Will there be any like it anymore? So if it has happened once, it's not happening again. It's Jesus that said it. I mean, if you want to take Jesus seriously. But yeah, I know that some of us, we have faith. Like one of the things we want to break here is Christian pessimism. By faith, the bad things happening in Nigeria and why this talk is important and why I'm doing it in honor of my dad, because my dad was out to make Nigeria better, in my opinion. Right? He could not fold his arms to let bad things happen under his watch. So many of us Christians, we believe that bad things happening it's a sign of progress. We will do absolutely nothing about it. Because of if God has prophesied that earthquake will happen or wars will happen, and me, I'm praying for peace, I'm praying against the plan and the agenda of God. But when you realize that no, that's not what was happening, and the next, after the break, I will talk about covenants to help us understand that what was happening here was a covenant transaction, right? So there won't be another great tribulation. This is good news. Jesus said that the tribulation of those days, there has never been any like it, nor will there ever be any like it anymore. And another recommendation, like I said, I'll be recommending books. One book that you all should read is The Jewish War by Flavius Josephus. So Josephus is a Jewish historian. If your pastor has gone to theological school, he must know Josephus, right? Everybody quotes Josephus. So Josephus wrote extensively about what happened in AD 70 destruction in Jerusalem. It was bloody. Women were eating their children. It was bloody. It was terrible. Like in the book Raptureless, right? Raptureless is another book I recommend strongly. In the book Raptureless, the author of the book was like, you are free to skip this part if you cannot deal with the gory details, right? So you can just read, just agree, just understand, and just move on because of the truth, how bloody it was, how the Roman soldiers. And let me just share one thing. So because the Jews, the Roman soldiers had surrounded Judea, they had ambushed Jerusalem, so nobody could go out or come in. So there was famine. So the more people died of the hunger than the Roman massacre. So there's what they call the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. So the Jews and the Romans, they were at peace because of what a treaty. They were just like, then one guy came, that's what Jesus said, that some of you will come and say that they are false messiahs. So one guy came up and said that let the Jews burn their food supplies. That is their Messiah. He will multiply food for them and give them food. The stupid Jews, they followed him. They burned the food and there was ambush. No food was going out. Food was coming. They died of hunger. So every single thing Jesus said will happen as he said it will happen. So the instruction he gave to the Christians, every Christian who heeded the instruction of Jesus were spared from the destruction that was to come. Many times when I talk, my mom would be like, so you mean that revelation is useless? It's not useless. It's just like, so David killed Goliath. Is the story useless because it has happened in the past? No. You will draw lessons and bet you can now see that, okay, God walked like this before. He can walk like this, right? God, like Elisha told the widow woman that famine is coming, move out, right? So she moved out and she was scared of the famine. After the famine, she came back and by God's grace, she got her land back. So you know that you are dealing with a God who can show you the future, that based on the decisions we have made, chaos is coming around you. So make a decision, invest in gold, take your money out of MMM on time. So you can just have a financial insight that this MMM you're doing, you are enjoying and you are giving testimony in short. I have appreciated your seed that you're offering, but it's time for you to stop. Take out your money. Right? So if you obey the voice of God and you take out your money, you will not be wrong. So the call is a call to relationship, right? It's a call to relationship that God can show you that, Nigeria, if you don't start producing, if you keep over-relying on oil, there will come a time where these things will happen. So take this decision. If we fail to act, then that judgment will happen. That judgment is not punishment, but it's the consequence for our actions. So there will be another great tribulation. So coming in the clouds is something about David Chilton. We'll talk about hopefully in the next slide. So please, thank you guys for. So let's take a short break. In 15 minutes time, we'll come back and continue. Please put your hands together for yourselves. So there is water behind, right? We have a dear friend coming to. So you can just please stretch your legs. It's not good to sit down and be listening to. It's not as if my voice is